our comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go. Well, here's a new look for you, Lancaster. It's Monday, 2:00. That means Lancaster Connects. And we have Kapp Brown from Newly Restored in studio. Kapp, you are the first person in studio on Lancaster Connects history.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
You know, that and like, a few bucks at a coffee shop. Get some coffee.
Well, I really like the digs. They look nice.
Yeah,
This is nice.
Yeah, we put it together. It actually looks like something. So
it's really good.
Imagine that. Well, we're going to, a little bit of a different format because our guest is in studio today. We're going to jump right in, but I do have our mattress tip for you. And that is to say when shopping, there's obviously a lot of places you can buy a mattress. And if you grew up with brands like, let's say John Deere, and you had a John Deere lawnmower that you bought from a local hardware store, and then you saw a John Deere lawnmower at, say, a big box home improvement store, you would know, I think it's conventional wisdom, that it's a different lawnmower, different quality, maybe not as good of cold rolled steel that the John Deere mower from the local hardware. Of course, man. I mean, it's like, I'm a pro. Okay.
I didn't question it. I was just showing appreciation.
Look at you, he says. Look, like I wouldn't know that a quality John Deere lawnmower sold through an independent preferred partner would be better steel. But that's the case. And maybe it's a little stronger mower, and maybe the rip cord is a better quality cord, because we all know, often the big box stores will get a name brand to trade on that name brand at any price, at a lower price. And then what ends up happening is you as the consumer buy into that name brand, but don't get the full benefit. And so that goes on a little bit in the mattress industry. You have a lot of big, well-known brands go into places like those home improvement stores now of all places, but also more of the normal places like a Costco or a
BJ's,
Sam's Club or a BJ's. Yeah. And you're getting the name, but you're not getting all the qualities that the preferred partner, a store like Gardner's Mattress and More, would have. So it's one of those things. It's something that you already know, you're already aware of, you've already seen it in your life. And it just happens in mattresses as well. And that's something to know and be aware of. And so we would always ask that you visit us and get those questions answered, and we can do the research and understand and help you figure out if it's really truly a value, if it's really truly apples to apples or not. And that's our mattress tip for you this week.
Nice work.
Yeah. I don't have to look at this guy anymore. Thank you, Kapp. Welcome to the show.
Well, I'm not sure if that's a concession or not, but I'm sure in this instance,
I could see where the in-person guest interviews are going to go. Just trash bin and pump up the guest.
Well, who said anything about trashing it? I don't have to look at you. Yeah.
I mean, I can appreciate it.
Yeah. So at any rate, you've been on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
So if those who hadn't seen that show and don't know who Kapp Brown is, don't know who Newly Restored is, why don't you tell us all about the company and what inspired you?
Sure. Well, glad to be able to be a part of this. This is very exciting for me. Newly Restored is a company that dates back probably to 2014. We started basically out by cleaning hard surfaces like tile and grout and concrete and such, and rapidly became aware that there weren't as many hard surfaces out here in the Northeast as they might have down in Arizona, which is where I was trained. So carpets quickly became something that was of value to folks here to be cleaned. So we started picking up other additional services such as carpets, and eventually morphed into doing some exterior work with power washing and windows and things like this, and then branched into doing more with some of the interior services like duct cleaning and dryer vents and such like this. And last year, we started out with the Christmas light installations, and we all kind of focused on a central theme throughout the whole process through the last 11 years, is that we really want to help the people here in Lancaster County to be able to restore the healthy spaces that they have. And so each one of the services that we have, and including the Christmas lights, and I can explain that in just a second, but each one of them kind of does that. It allows the people to recognize that the places that they live in and the places that they work in can be healthier.
Yeah. Well, you were at our house and did our duct work, and we found cigarette butts.
Yes.
In the duct work from
the builder.
new construction.
That's not even the worst. The worst
Right.
was that I pulled out a complete set of blueprints out of
In
the
the
ducts. Now figure that one out. I couldn't figure that one out, but it was a complete set of ducts out of the ductwork or blueprints. Sorry.
Yeah, you've been
That's
to my
wild.
house as well, and I've kind of think of you as like a one-stop shop for getting your house clean,
Mm-hmm.
right? Power washing the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody can rent a power washer or buy a
Mhm.
power washer and do it themselves, but it's a weekends long project that you just get all wet on, right? Or hire an
Mhm.
expert.
Well,
and they
you're
do
supposed to point the nozzle at the house.
Right. You don't want me to power wash anything. That's why you call in the professional. But duct cleaning, dryer vents cleaning. I know I've been quoted hardwood floor cleaning.
Yes.
You're kind of like that one-stop shop for getting your house renewed or restored, right?
Right.
I love that.
Right. Yep.
I love that.
And I would imagine now is a good time with Christmas around the corner. My wife and I look at each other that come around this time of year. What do we want to get each other for Christmas? We've been looking at each other for 25 years in our relationship. I'm saying this deadpan to try to have some fun with it. We do very much love each other, but we have the same problems as if we didn't. And it's like, what do we get each other for Christmas? My wife is great about the honey-do list. She doesn't like bang me over the head with it, but I would imagine gift cards from Newly Restored are great. Like a
Mhm.
husband could say to his loving wife, "Hey dear, I know you have this honey-do list for me. And I know power washing is one of those things. And I know getting the wood floors tuned up is one of those things. And it's wintertime coming around the corner. We're going to be inside. And we've kind of thought maybe our ducks need some work. So a Christmas gift card would be a great idea, wouldn't it?"
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we've had quite a number of parents that have, for their kids, especially when they're first getting started in their married life in a new home, to as a gift to them, is to take care of some of the services that are needed in the house, whether it's carpets or power washing or windows or even the ducts. So yeah, that's something that we are looking to expand on as we move forward, is to providing more gift card type scenarios where people can pick those up. Yep.
How does the process work? I mean, Jeff and I have used your services. We know how the process works, but somebody listening, watching, who doesn't know Newly Restored, doesn't know Kapp Brown, let's say they have a house that they have some green algae on and not sure if their ducts need to be cleaned or not.
Mhm.
What's the process for them to get started with Newly Restored?
It varies. As you and I both know, with the age of what they call zero-click advertising anymore, whereby people just type in something into the search bar and immediately there's an AI-generated message there.
Yeah.
People anymore do an enormous amount of research before they even call somebody these days. So we recognize that, but there's also some times where we're sending out either some of our advertising and such, and people call in response to that. But basically the format is pretty simple in the fact that we like to go out and we like to meet the client, and we like to talk with them to kind of find out what their needs are, what the desire that they're trying to do, what's the effect that it wants to provide. From there, then we'll custom design whatever the cleaning schedule would look like, whether it's something as a once and done, whether it's something that they want to kind of do either annually or semi-annually. And then we'll execute those, and then we'll stay in contact with them throughout that whole time to make sure that the process itself doesn't break down. And we always look for some kind of response from them. Normally it's in the form of a review. And we've got probably close to 600 reviews, I guess, right now on the
That's
website.
awesome.
Oh, good for you.
That people can look at, and really that's really what sells the service, is other people's responses. People like to read what other people say about it, but that's basically the system. Occasionally we'll go out and do some visits, what we call 5-arounds, where we'll actually visit 5 or 6 places around where we are working for the sole purpose of just letting the neighbors know, hey, listen, we're going to be making some noise over here. We apologize. If there's any questions that you have, give us a call. It's very low key. We're not out there to try and sell them, but we're just letting them know that we're going to be making some noise. So that oftentimes will turn into a sale afterwards as well.
And to this point, we've talked about residential, but you're not just residential. You have commercial projects as well, right?
That's correct. That's correct. A large portion of our revenue is brought in by commercial work. We find that the residential is a good revenue source for us to do on an ongoing basis, but the commercial provides that sustainability. And that's what we really are looking for, is to try and figure out how that we can serve the community the best, and the most efficiently that we can. And we've assembled a team of guys that are just outstanding. They really are. I think we have some of the best people to work with right now. And I think that that's because of the fact that the people that we work for, the customers that we have, are very gracious in a lot of areas. So that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very good. And you're growing.
We are.
Since you were here last time, you got a new building.
We
Tell
got
us
a new
about
building.
that.
Yep. Well, yep. We were renting out an old barn initially. It was kind of nice, except when people drove on top of it and all of the whitewash from the top of the beams came down on top of our equipment. But that's all right. We had them covered up with tarps.
A good thing you know how to clean stuff.
That's a good thing that we know how to clean stuff. So now we're in a fairly large building, 5,500 square feet, over by the train station in Elizabethtown. And it used to be an old machine shop. We bought it and basically renovated it and fixed it up. And boy, it's just such a nice place. And you know what's really made a difference with that is when we had the barn, we had our office in our house. So the guys would come to the house and we would have some connection there, but then they always had to go to the shop to get ready for the stuff to go. And we oftentimes missed that connection point. Now that we're all in the shop and we're all in the office together, it has built a cohesiveness between the team so that they come and they go and everything is kind of stationary in one location. It makes it a lot easier.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What will the new building allow you to do?
Well, it's going to allow us to scale for sure. We're going to be able to grow. We've got room in there to be able to put additional trucks. Right now, we have a lot of trucks in there, but it also allows us the opportunity for some other types of things that we could use. We could do some, we could bring things to the shop to clean them if need be. Sometimes where there's a hotel that might have a multiple number of chairs or something, for example, that they need to be cleaned. Rather than cleaning it on site, we can just have them bring it to the shop and we can do it there. So it gives us a lot more flexibility of some of those kind of things.
Very nice. I didn't think about taking things away so you don't mess up their space. Yeah, that's tremendous value.
Yeah. You're not doing that in your home, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think my wife would appreciate that much.
Yeah, no, they usually don't like that.
No.
So you mentioned Christmas lights, and you mentioned your team. Your elves were out at Gardner's Mattress and More. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Up on our roof, installing the Christmas lights for the upcoming holiday season.
Yep.
Talk to our watchers about Christmas light installation.
There it is. Well, there you go. There's a picture of it right there.
For those, just before you get too much further, Kapp, we need to make sure that our watchers and listeners who are somewhat like me, who prefer holidays in order. Right now, these lights are
good point.
Season lights.
Yes,
they'll become Christmas lights when your team and elves come back out and do all the stuff along
and do all the greenery. Yep,
all the greenery. But for now, they're seasonal lights.
Correct.
But yes,
they're not on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're not putting them on. Well, I mean, we could put them on, but
we can. Yeah,
I very much subscribe to the one season at a time.
The holidays.
I know where you're going. Yep.
But if you like to, if you like to jump right through pumpkin spice season into Christmas and have Hallmark on. My wife has Hallmark on. She's like 7 movies into Hallmark Christmas season already.
Oh goodness!
Starting in August, I'm sure.
No, it was like, I don't know, like a week, 10 days ago.
Yeah,
it started. I saw it. I heard it from my office on the other side of the house in the living room. I'm like, oh, it's that season already.
Yeah, Amelia was playing Christmas music the other day.
Damn story. It's boy meets girl. Other girl comes into the picture. There's a dog involved at some point in the story.
Boy breaks up with girl.
Usually a fledgling business, and then everybody lives happily ever after.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and lots of lights
and lots of happy Christmas lights. So yeah, you give everybody the happiest part of Hallmark Christmas.
Yeah. With
Christmas lights. So sorry to interrupt you. I'll let you go on about.
Well, and that's a good point that you mentioned that because, obviously we would not be able to put all the lights up the last week of November, right after Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's when everybody would want to have all the lights up because we want to keep the seasons in order. So our solution to that is that let's put the lights up. You can choose when you want to turn them on. My lights have been up probably since the beginning of September, I guess. But only yesterday was the first time I turned them on. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that there were other couple places in our community that were also lighting up theirs as well. So, but yes,
beautiful what we have on the screen.
Yeah, that was a house that we did. That was a very nice nice job. And somebody so graciously sent me that video with their drone just to showcase a little bit of what it looked like. But as you can see that there are gutter lights there. There's also some around the ridges. There's some across the gables. There's some ground lighting. There's some lighting around the bushes and the trees. This is what I would call the hallmark look. You have basically three looks: the hallmark, and then you have the Dr. Seuss Whoville look, which would be probably, some of your Christmas decorations and things like this. Not as much color, but probably more festive in look and nature. And then the third one would be your Christmas vacation look. And that's where it's just overkill everywhere.
Every square inch of the house.
We try to dissuade people as much as possible from going with that look. But those are the three looks that we generally and typically will ask people when we're talking with them about Christmas lights. But it's interesting to note that all of those lights themselves are custom cut for your building. It's not we're not going down to Walmart and picking up a strand and just praying that they work. These are actually lights that are specially designed. They're commercial grade. They're going to be cut specifically for the lengths of your house. And all of the extensions, everything is running off of one cord that goes to your light source. So you don't have a bunch of cords that are visible all over the place. Yeah. It makes it so much easier in the doing design. But we'll take care of all the designing of the look that you're looking for, the installation, any maintenance. If a bulb goes out, we'll be out there within 24 to 48 hours to replace that bulb if need be.
Yep.
And then we'll take them down and we'll store them at the end of the season. And all of that is basically the way that we have found in a leasing type model, because then there's nothing on you that has to worry about. For example, if an entire strand worked out and you own the lights, you had to buy the whole new strand. With this one, we buy the strand. We come back, we'll fix it up. The pricing itself is it's a single price, every single year what it's going to be. So it just works best for us and for our clients at this point. But I want to mention this because somebody asked me one time, how does this fit within that whole healthy space type of environment? And I think as we look around Lancaster County, particularly, we're noticing that there's less and less houses for sale. People are just not able to get into the new houses that they want. So they're living. I kind of started, I guess, with COVID, and people started realizing, the place that we're living, we may be here a little longer than we expected to. So they're putting more effort, they're putting more energy and more money into fixing the places up. And Christmas lights are a prime example. People are putting more and more focus upon this holidays. And I love the Christmas lights from the standpoint of it brings back the memories that we had as kids. Seeing the magic, seeing the illumination of the Christmas season. It just was something magical. And that's, I think, something that just brings us out of the whole commercialism of Christmas and brings it back into more of the simple things. And so that's one of the reasons why it is a healthy scenario.
A hallmark moment right there.
So that's one of the reasons why we have figured out how that it works really well within our whole motto of restoring healthy spaces.
I like that. A lot.
And of course, it's your team coming out, installing it year after year because they are custom cut for the home. The homeowner doesn't have to fight with the ball of the string of lights, right?
And
the
untangle
Griswold,
them. Yep.
Untangling. They don't have to worry about getting up on a ladder.
Yep.
And
many a ball old light has found the dumpster at my house over the years.
And I like putting the lights out and I can get my son involved in it, but I don't really like to do it, and it's and I can never make it look like the way you can make it look, which is super impressive. And that's actually one of the questions I had, the design aspect of it. Can you take somebody's house and show them what a light setup might look like before you put it up?
Sure. Yeah, we can basically take some feedback from the client, get some ideas. What kind of colors are they looking at? Where are they looking at putting there? What's their budget? All kinds of different things are born into it. We will then take that into a computer software program that we have, and we'll design the look for your individual client. So let's just say I've got, I don't know, maybe $1,000 to spend on Christmas lights this year. We'll design that accordingly, and we'll give them some different options that they then can take a look at and say, I like this number letter B here the best. Okay, then we're good to go. And they've got an actual picture. And it's nice for us because then the next year when we come back, we've got a copy of that picture that's a resource for us to be able to use and putting it back up the next year.
Yep. You guys know how they go up, how they get put down.
Yep.
Homeowner doesn't have to worry about any of it. And homeowner doesn't have to store it either. You guys
Correct.
store it, right?
We store it in our shop. Yep. So it's in climate controlled and it's not taking up space in your basement or your attic somewhere.
Yep. And like you said,
So-
the light bulbs, if a light bulb goes out, you're out there to replace it. Not
Correct.
the homeowner. So, because that's happened too. You put all the lights up and then like half of them go out halfway through the season and
Mhm.
Yeah.
probably not
Yeah.
fixing that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. We had one lady this last year that she had not only the bulbs go, she had 2 or 3 bulbs go, but what it was, the reason was is that the bulb socket that the bulbs go in were bad.
Mm,
So I ended up replacing 3 of those bulb sockets. I was out there 3 or 4 different times, replacing 3 or 4 bulb sockets plus 3 or 4 lights. And it was just a manufacturer error.
Right.
And after that was finished, she never had a problem again. But it was a matter of knowing what are the bulbs, what are the sockets, how are they all fit in, how they put together, and then know exactly how to be able to troubleshoot. That makes a big difference.
Yep.
But the point of that is no Grinch in that story.
Right.
Just 1-800 call Kapp.
Right.
Kapp sends the elves out, gets fixed.
Yeah, we send the Grinch out in January to take them all
is-
down.
Yeah, Christmas is saved because you stand behind the work and
Yes.
fix the bulbs,
Absolutely.
and you don't have to climb up the ladder when it's cold.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yep.
Beautiful, love it.
I've Chris has some of your videos on the screen. I've seen some of your videos on your Facebook channel, on
Mhm.
your Facebook feed. I think you were hanging from a tree.
Yes.
in
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them. And actually, a lot of the pictures I think that Chris have shown has been like houses, but you do the tree wraps too.
Yes. Yes.
Do a lot
Which
of
is
people do
always,
that?
yeah, it's increasingly becoming more popular. Wrapping a tree is probably the most expensive thing you can do.
Mm,
Because you're not only, this is a good example here of some wrapping that we did at a local church here. It was in their I guess their courtyard area, but we wrapped all the bushes. We wrapped around the stream, and we had uplighting for the larger trees because to wrap those trees would be pretty pricey. So we instead used uplighting. We uplighted all the trees, and then all the bushes. When it all actually came together, it was such a gorgeous, a gorgeous display. You could sit out there and you could see the water as it's coming down, and it was shimmering with the lights. It was
there
it was
is.
just a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for people just to sit out there and to spend some time out there, contemplating their Christmas season and upcoming season.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it varies depending upon whatever people have. We had one where we had a guy that came in and he said he had probably an 80-foot high tree. He says, can you wrap this? I said, we can wrap this, but you probably ought to think twice about how much that you want to spend on it, because it can be very expensive when you're wrapping. I mean, you'll see some trees that are wrapped all the way to the top. It is expensive to do those, but it can be done. Anything can be done. Yep.
That's cool. Yeah.
I could see neighbors getting into a war of Christmas lights.
Right.
I'll show you, Bob. You went and fertilized your grass super green this summer. I'm wrapping this 80-foot Christmas tree this year. I could see that happening. And then next year, Joe's like, that he's talking to his wife, that Bob down the street wrapped that Christmas tree. We got to call Kapp and get Christmas lights everywhere.
I'd be happy to officiate that war.
Yeah, you'd be all over it.
Yep. I wouldn't take sides.
Right. You'd just be happy to placate, and then you'd leave something in the other guy's mailbox. Hey, he did the bushes this year now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the other guy's got to do the bushes.
Oh, now I got to go do my bushes.
Now, do you do the inflatables? You see inflatables around people's yards. You don't do the inflatables, right?
We have not yet. Again, anything is possible.
Yeah.
There are believe it or not, commercial grade, professional grade inflatables.
Okay.
And if anytime you go to a shopping mall and you look at all the stuff that's inside of a shopping mall, the 40-foot Christmas balls, all those things, that's all commercial grade Christmas decorating.
Gotcha.
And it comes with a price. I think somebody told me one time that there are shopping malls that will spend as much as $350,000 on Christmas lights.
Wow.
Now, I don't think that's around here, but
Right, true.
those that have a little bit more wherewithal, they'll spend that much money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
So-
cool. I mean, Christmas. I like the Christmas season. I like it in order,
Mm-hmm,
but I love the Christmas season. I really do. So if you've liked what you heard so far, make sure to reach out to Kapp Newly Restored about Christmas lights. Get on the schedule. I mean, I'd imagine you're filling up pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of response right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So his contact info is in the show notes here that our wonderful producer, Chris from Cast Ahead, has laid out for you. You can get an estimate that's fast and free. Fill out the form there that we have on the site. But we're not done with Kapp yet, because now that we know how great you can make somebody's house and neighborhood look, you still believe that community connection is a big part of what you do. Tell us about how you've continued to give back and invest locally.
Well, obviously, this is something that we always look back and we say, we just haven't done enough. I think that's a common misconception with a lot of business owners, is how can we do more? We've done some things where we have provided for those that are not able to afford getting their house cleaned or their house washed and such. We've done it for little to nothing. We've done some where we've gone into some churches locally. We had one where we did a downtown church at Lancaster, and they had just finished doing some remodeling inside, and they needed all of the surfaces, including the pews and everything else like that, cleaned. So we said, well, we'll come in and do it. You just tell us what you need done and we'll get it done. And it gives us an opportunity to give back in that way. We have talked about one of the things we may look at doing next year is providing more of a focused of approach that we can get the community involved as well. And we're still trying to flesh that out, but that's one of the things that we really want to try and do this year is, it could be something like nominate a veteran, could be somebody that, who doesn't have the finances to be able to do it. Nominate them and we'll come out and we'll do it for nothing. It gives us an opportunity to be able to let the community get involved as well. Yeah. Because they know more or less who the people are in their community that may or may not have those needs. Yeah. I want to say something real quick about that form that you mentioned earlier. Yeah. Just to indicate in that form, I just have come to realize that there's a glitch somewhere on the form. It works perfectly if you do it on your desktop, but it has a problem somehow whenever you do it on the phone. So we're in the process, even as we speak. When I was coming out here, that's one of the things I was on the phone with, is talking with the developer to have them fix that. If you do put it on the phone, just realize that it may or may not work at this point. It works perfectly on the desktop. So if you do it on the desktop, it goes through perfectly.
And people can connect with you on social.
They can. There's a phone number on every page. They can send us an email at info@newlyrestored.com. I mean, there's lots of different ways that they can reach out to us, but that's just a disclaimer, just to kind of prevent some frustration on their end, perhaps.
Yep. Very good.
Earlier in the conversation, you were talking about your team, highlighting your team and how great they are. Can you share a story or two of how they've gone above and beyond for some of your customers?
Oh, heavens, yes. There's a lot of times that we've given them a lot of latitude when they're out on a job, that if they see something that needs to be done that is not on the scope of work, but it definitely needs to be done, to go ahead and do it. That could be a sidewalk. That could be, cleaning off a mailbox. If it's a stone mailbox and it's got some green on it, wasn't in the scope of work, go ahead and do it. We've had a couple of times, even with the Christmas lights, where the customer only wanted to have, it was a second year, we were coming back to do it again, and they only wanted to do the roof line because of the cost. So I told them, I said, we have the lights. Just go ahead and tell them that we'll put the lights on the bushes at no cost. I mean, it's just another service, another way that we can do, because it's not all about money. It's what we're trying to do is we're trying to create for them memories for their families. And the Christmas lights, that's a no-brainer. I say, if you find something, if you're in a house and you're cleaning the carpets and the tile kitchen floor needs a little bit of love, go and offer to do it for nothing. Right. You're there, might as well just take care of it. So, and they've responded so well. They love to be able to interact with the clients, and they love to talk to them. And sometimes it's hard to get them off the job into the next one because they're too busy talking. But by and large, they do a very good job with that. Yeah,
that's great. As you're telling that story about doing that little extra, I was reminded my truck, my beloved '96 Ford F-250 truck. I had just gotten
Princess, I think it's called.
It got very dirty hunting last week. Very dirty up in Wellsboro. Which was good. I think it's good for the truck soul to know it's still a truck. every now and then. But I got in May, I got brand new wheels and tires, and I go through a car wash that I'll leave nameless. And their chemicals from the car wash stained the brand new alloy rims. So I have to take it to a detail shop. And they're like, this is going to be this much. I said, okay, no problem. They get into it. It's a little harder. I'm like, well, look, I'll go up to $500 for you to fix this problem. And they were going to buff out the paint a little bit.
Mhm.
They weren't going to go too crazy because it's a 30-year-old truck and it's, it's got some scratches and stuff. So I wasn't, but yeah, brighten it up a little bit. Sure. Let's do it. So the original quote started at $350 and I said, go to $500. And they're like, yeah, we did. I'm like, so what do I over there? And they look at me like, well, the $500. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. And I get to my truck and the tonneau cover, which is a black vinyl, is dusty and dirty.
Mhm.
I'm like, I just paid $500 and that little extra that would have taken them
Mhm.
a step stool and some Armor All and 10 minutes of time. It's like I negotiated against myself saying
Yes.
$500, right? And then I got a truck that, and in a truck, the bed cover is a big square footage area of the truck. We're not talking, you missed this spot on the bumper. So I love that you do that little extra because it would be a shame to like have this beautiful home power washed, but then the sidewalk up to the front door is full of algae and like stained.
That's almost the exact scenario. Your guys did that
Yeah.
for me. They did the house, they did the patio in the back, the pergola in the back, and we hadn't contracted for the little, it's just a little, I don't know,
Sure.
10-yard walkway. And when your guy, I forget your elf's name, but he's like, yeah, I went ahead and did the sidewalk for you. I thought that's great because it wasn't part of the project. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. So any other service that you'd like to talk about that we haven't really covered?
I think probably the only other service, we're having a big promotion the month of November right now, believe it or not, on dryer vents. And a lot of people wonder about, dryer vents. That's not as sexy as Christmas lights, but I've done some research and found that dryer vents constitute probably about, I'd say close to 92% of all appliance fires.
Oh.
I think last year or the last couple of years ago, it was over 15,000 fires from dryer vents. And a part of it comes from the fact that a lot of people don't necessarily know that they have a problem with it. The clothes have progressively gotten longer and longer to dry. They've started noticing that the laundry room is a little warmer than it would normally be and things like this. And so what we want to try and do is while we're there on a job, and it could be something as simple as even doing a Christmas light decoration, is that we'll offer them a special and say, hey, if we can do your dryer vents at the same time, we'll do it for under $100 while we're here. We'll just clean out the dryer vents while we're here. And if we have to come back out for another time, then we've got a small trip charge we have to add into it. But the whole idea is that what's the point of really staying inside during the wintertime and enjoying the holiday season when you potentially could have a fire risk?
Yeah, that's one of those things that I think as a homeowner, you don't really think about. You just throw your clothes in the dryer, press the button, and it's like you clean the little dryer vent out, but you don't really think about how the stuff, how.
Jeez.
My goodness.
Talk about a rookie move right there.
You don't even think about how the exhaust gets out of the house. So like,
Chris, if you want to come on camera and admonish that behavior, I'm fine with it.
you need to glue these things down.
It was an honest mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's one of those things that as a homeowner, I mean, you did it for me at my house years ago, but it was one of those things I never even thought needed to be done.
No, you don't until all of a sudden you need it done.
Yep.
Well, and this time of year is great because I think people, you start washing coats a little more, especially if you got young kids outside, right? With our winters, they don't really stay snowy. We get a mix of snow and then mud and rain and then snow and then salt and grime and all that other good stuff. So you might use your dryer a little more because of that. Like, and the heavier stuff gets in there. If you're a hunter and you wash your hunting clothes, some hunters might be like looking at me like, this guy ain't a real hunter. He's got to like wear his hunting clothes with the same odor on them and scent.
It took a long time to get there.
I'm not that serious of a hunter. Anyway, so you touched on a couple of things to look for if you really need to look at your dryer vent. So let's focus on that. One is taking longer. So your clothes are taking longer to dry. So your dryer vent might be clogged up there. You said
if the room gets
warmer. Yeah.
Yep.
Are there any other things to look for?
Yes, you can look in the back of your dryer, and if you see a lot of dryer lint that is on the ground or on the floor or on the walls and things like this, then there's a reason. There's negative back pressure that's pushing it back into the house again. If you don't walk outside and you see those little louvers, and if they're not moving when you turn on your dryer, there's a good chance that it's probably plugged. So there's some things that you can do. A lot of people think that it's a DIY project, and that's fine if they want to do it on their own. But typically, they miss a lot of the things, or they just automatically assume, okay, if I clean it from this far, but they don't know how to get rid of a nest, for example, if there's a bird nest or mouse in there. We've had plenty of those nests in there because the louvers on the back are either broken or not there. So if you notice things are taking a little longer to dry, and if you notice that temperatures are higher than such, it's probably a good idea to get it checked.
Yeah. See, in our household, largely my wife and I don't touch the laundry. That's our wash elves, our young men and sons who are 17 and 21. Their responsibilities around the house, moving the wash around. That's one of their responsibilities. So I would never know, because if you're like me, most of your teenagers, you get one-word responses to your questions, if any at all. And so I would never know that because I don't really go into the laundry room. But now I'm thinking. So I don't know.
Something to check out.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
And it's a great November special. So again, go to Newly Restored, contact in the show notes, and they'll take great care of you.
One additional service I know you offer that you help me with, and it's a game changer right now in these months with the leaves falling, are gutter cleaning and gutter guards. I have a ton of trees in my backyard, and they
don't have gutter guards yet.
So they were on the highest gutters in the house, but they were never on the lower ones, like
around your garage,
around the garage
and along the pergola.
Yep. And I just never thought that, to put gutter guards on it. And I was always cleaning out, the gunk, right? But you put those on my low gutters probably 2 years ago, and it's been an absolute game changer.
Yeah.
So you want to talk a little bit about that service?
I'm always a huge fan of gutter guards. Again, it's a lot of those, and there are different qualities of gutter guards. I know that you can get down and you can pick up on Amazon, you can pick up these wire screen things that if you bend it just a little bit too far, it'll never bend back. I mean, there's low quality ones, there's high quality ones. The ones that we primarily apply, they're made out of ballistic plastic, so it's a very strong. You can drop a sledgehammer on it.
Oh, really. I tried.
And you did. Was that the reason for my callback lately?
Yeah, right.
Okay, but they're a very heavy duty plastic. They do not allow for anything to slip between the slots, including leaves. They don't get hung up, and they also are at a pitch. A lot of gutter guards lay flat, which means that it becomes a great breeding ground to grow a garden in your gutters. And I've seen that where
my neighbor has that.
Yeah, you have all kinds of stuff.
They've been recommended to you.
So, but yeah, gutters, cleaning out gutters, especially at this particular point. If you've ever had water in your basement, you'll know the importance of making sure that your gutters are clear. So, we can certainly come out and we can inspect them and talk you through that if you like.
So as you grow, how are you keeping that balance between work, family, community? What's that balance look like for you?
That is a good question. It's again, another one of those things that we struggle with as business owners to know where do we draw the line. I'm very fortunate in the fact that I have both my daughter and my son-in-law actively involved in the business.
It's a family affair.
Yes.
Yep.
And then my son is the one who does all of our design work. He's the one that's designing our brand new website that's going to be probably launching here in another couple of weeks. He does all the branding. He does all of the work for that. So he's actively involved. My daughter-in-law does a lot of SEO stuff for us. So she's actively involved as well. And believe it or not, we even have our grandkids that come down to the office. Mondays and Wednesdays, we have our two youngest granddaughter and grandson from my daughter. And they come down and they hang out in the office for a bit of time. The
Cool.
guys absolutely love it. But then we quickly take them back to our house so that we can get some work done. But
Sure.
it's a blessing to have the family involved in that way.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. So you get some time there, if not for
Yep.
anything, every Wednesday.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. Very good.
So looking ahead to, I mean, goodness, we're like just about done with 2025. Couple months left. Thinking ahead, 2026 and beyond, what's on the horizon for Newly Restored?
We would love to be able to do what we have done this year because of the new shop. We really swallowed a big bullet,
Sure.
going from a barn to a very large space. While it's been wonderful, it has required more commitment on our part in terms of rent and things like this. I think what we would like to do next year, now that we've kind of gotten that elephant off of our back for a little bit, is really kind of focus in on what our core beliefs are. And that is to essentially to really become more of a resource to not only our residential, but also our commercial clients, whether that be expanded services. We've already expanded into solar panel cleaning. We're finding that people who do have solar panels on their house will see an immediate increase in their efficiencies just by simply cleaning the panels.
Is that something that solar owners know need to be done?
They may have been told at one point, but even a lot of
Okay.
solar companies don't really understand the full scope of the importance of cleaning those panels.
Yeah.
We had one client that we came in and we did, was a commercial client, cleaned the solar panels for them, and they immediately saw over a 200% increase in the efficiency. And he had the panels cleaned 2 or 3 years ago. So
Wow.
the efficiency levels of what you're actually, and for solar panels, that basically equates back to money coming back to you
Sure.
from the grid.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're realizing that this is something that's very valuable to be able to do for homeowners as well as for commercial businesses alike. So we're kind of expanding into things that again fit within our whole focus of really restoring healthy spaces. How can we do that in a fashion that, number one, supports the homeowner so that they feel as though that the space that they have is the best that it can be. Thus, we get the word newly restored from, not from restoration services, but to restore it back to what it was originally. So let's do that, but also peace of mind, knowing that the space that they're living in is really providing them with the security that they need to as a homeowner. So that's kind of more or less where we are. We're trying to avoid picking up new services. A lot of people asking us to do this, that, and the other. But at this particular point, we're focusing more on some of our philanthropic sides, trying to do more with helping out in the community. Now that we're in the center of Elizabethtown, it does give us an opportunity to really participate in that through the chamber, through some of the other avenues that we've gotten involved in. So that's primarily where our focus is at this point.
Very good. Very good. And we have the show notes for people to get a hold of you. But if somebody is on the journey in their car listening, whether that's today live or down the road in audio form, give everybody your socials, phone number, how to connect with you. Sure.
We're on Facebook at /NRHSCR, newly restored HSCR, as in newly restored hard surface cleaning and restoration. You can also reach us on Instagram as well as YouTube. We're also on LinkedIn, and we have a Google profile page through the local, I guess they call it the local service. Google My Business, I think is what they call it.
Yep.
But each one of them have been verified. And of course, our website is newlyrestored.com. Our email is info@newlyrestored.com.
And your phone number?
717-203-3400. 203-3400. Simplest way.
Very good.
Are you doing the TikToks?
We haven't gotten it much into TikTok. Not that it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just that the TikTok has such a small audience
Mhm, mhm.
for really the people that feel as though that they can really benefit from some of the things we have. We've talked about going into Facebook or to TikTok with some of more of our educational stuff,
Okay. Yeah.
kind of educating them.
I would venture a guess that cleaning solar panels would
Yeah.
Blow up.
blow up on,
Mhm.
because I'm blown away by that. But it makes sense. Our camper roof I had recoated,
Hmm.
and it cost me more because it was so dirty.
Hmm.
I'm like, how? Like, I get up there to seal it and stuff, but I'm like, I saw what you're talking about, but how dirty can it be? It's outside. The rain comes, it washes away.
Right.
It's not like there was an abundance of trees over top of it. There were some, but he's like, no, it was bad. And then I said, well, how much is it going to cost to wash the camper? He's like, $75. I'm like, done. Do that. And then he forgot to bring the stuff.
Oh,
So then I had to wash the camper. And I'm like, yeah, this was dirty,
Mhm.
and it was layers, and it was hard to scrub it.
Hmm.
And so I bet you the solar panel thing would just rock. It would probably really blow up. Because when you said that, I'm like, 200% increase. Yeah, I bet you that would be good.
That's real money.
Yep.
That's it. Cap for TikTok champion in 2026. I can see it happen.
Let's go.
I
Your
can
kids
see it
can
happen.
help you with that.
I
All right.
will. They're more in tune with that than I
I
am.
think so.
Yeah. Well, look, you got who's this?
That's
person?
my daughter.
That's your
Yep.
daughter. Looks like she could handle it.
Oh
really
yeah.
well. All right. Well, it's connection cocktail time. It's our first in-person
That's
connection
right.
cocktail. So we'll see how this goes. I think
All right.
the energy's been good. We'll keep it up. I'll start first. You have a favorite book, podcast, or TV show that you like?
Yes, to all of them. I'm in the process of going through a podcast right now called Endless Customers by a guy named Marcus Sheridan, who wrote a book called They Ask, You Answer. It's very good. It's a very short read, which is really my style. I like the short reads. But we're also going through, as a leadership team, we're going through another book that's out there that's called The Road Less Stupid. And that book is really kind of instrumental in understanding the roles that each department has, as well as where we grow and try to avoid what he refers to as the dumb tax. And that's making dumb decisions that cost you a lot of money.
I don't know what that's like.
We've done that. Yes. So that's what we're going through. And as far as a TV show, we really do like the Blue Bloods, and we're saddened that they're done, but we like the Blue Bloods.
What is that the name of a show?
That's the name of the TV show. Yeah. It's Tom Selleck and Donnie Wahlberg, I think, is in it. And
all right.
it's very, very good. So
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Question 2, dream vacation.
Oh, that's without a doubt the Mediterranean. My wife has wanted to go to Greece for the longest time. We finally made a trip to Italy for our 40th anniversary.
That was
40th anniversary.
Just this past summer?
That was.
Yeah.
And that was
Congratulations.
unbelievable. I have never been in a nicer, cleaner body of water than the Mediterranean. And Greece is the next place we'd really like to go, is get out there into
There
the
you go.
Mediterranean.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. I always like to see how people answer this one, especially somebody who's in the community, doing business in the community, with the community, about the community. Let's see how you answer it. Are you going to play the diplomat's role, or are you just going to say it like it is? What's your favorite spot?
I
in
feel like I'm
Lancaster?
being set up for failure here before you start, right?
Well, it's only
He's
if
going to
you-
ask you about your favorite football team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we won't go there, will we?
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, look, not everybody can be as great as the Eagles. We get it. What's your favorite spot, local spot in Lancaster? So this is like a coffee shop, a restaurant, hidden gem, someplace that you like going entertainment wise.
We have different places that we like to go in Elizabethtown, since we really haven't been in there very long. There's a great restaurant called Lucky Ducks. We like to go to Lucky Ducks. There's also a great ice cream place called Utter Bliss. They are a very healthy ice cream. If you can have a healthy ice cream, they're very healthy ice cream. The Utter Bliss. And then probably for a good restaurant, if we're on the go, Cella's over by Costco is one of our favorites to go to. We've not done much in the city. We tend to steer clear of the city. I don't know, but I know there's a lot of restaurants. We've eaten at a couple of them. There's a Peruvian restaurant down there that we've had some food with, but yeah. And as far as places to go, gosh, we love any place that we can go and do a little hiking, little disc golf. My wife likes to go and read. I do the disc golfing, and she basically scouts out the next hole. She doesn't like to throw them.
Very good.
Yeah, everybody needs a caddy.
So she just she goes out and okay, it's over here. All right, great, we'll be there.
Perfect.
Awesome. Kapp, thanks for playing along. Thanks for being awesome and joining us here on the show.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah, we got a little bit of business to wrap up here as we close the show. I'm going to do a curveball. When we do our show only special, I'm going to have you say go, and Chris will spin the wheel. How about that?
All right.
All right.
That'll
So we'll
work.
bring you back in that way. My sleep better tip for you this week, and we will mail you a book called Sleep Better. Go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better, and we'll mail you this book, which has a ton of sleep tips in it. But my sleep tip this week is around getting yourself overly wound up before you go to bed, which you might have done if you watched Game 7 of the World Series this weekend on Saturday night, which went into Sunday morning. And it didn't really matter which side of the ball you were on there. You were invested, whether you're a Blue Jays fan or a Dodgers fan. But boy, that was a heck of a game. But I couldn't get to sleep till about 3 a.m. after watching that, which then violated the other sleep tip. And that's the fact that you should keep your sleep routine even on weekends.
Way out of your sleep routine.
Yeah, way out. And so that would be it. So don't be like me. Be like the tips in this book, and you'll sleep better. And we'll mail you a free copy. gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better. And why don't you do your testimonial tip, and then we'll wrap up with the special.
Where's the camera? Testimonial time. Gardener's Mattress and More produces the show, and we like to share a testimonial weekly from our fantastic customers. This one came in on Google this past week from Angie, who had a great experience purchasing a new mattress at Gardener's. The customer experience we received from Drew was top-notch. He was easy to work with, explained each option to us, and answered any questions we had. He took time with us, even though we came in at the end of day and left after closing. We didn't feel rushed or pressured at all in making a purchase. So kudos to Drew for taking care of Angie despite being past closing time. Mattress shopping is not something that should be rushed, and we will make sure to spend ample amount of time meeting your unique sleep needs, even if that's after hours. So
yeah, just as long as it doesn't violate your sleep routine.
Well, that's right. Yeah, if we're here after midnight, we might lock the door after midnight. But
all right, it's time for the SOS, the show only special. So this is a special just for people who listen and watch the show.
Are you ready, Chris?
Do we need a drum roll?
Let's spin the wheel. Let's go.
That was good. That was good. I like it. Let's spin the wheel.
It'd be neat to see.
I have these buttons here on this device that's new to the show. I should.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do you know what each button does?
That was perfect. That was perfect. I don't know if the audience heard it, but we heard it. That was perfect.
What? Looks like we have a winner.
So it's a free bed frame.
There we go. With
the set purchase. That's the one we had from last week.
Should
let's spin it again.
Spin it again.
We have time.
Sure, let's spin it.
You just wanted to press the button again.
Oh, Kapp's just pressing buttons. Which one was that? Was
that C? That one. That one. That's the clapping.
Yeah. 20-minute massage in one of our massage chairs.
All right.
No purchase needed. Yes, we have a great selection of massage chairs. That was much better.
They are awesome.
That was much better. Watch out. Jeff found the buttons. It's going to get interesting every show. But you can come on in, enjoy one of our massage chairs. Just let our team know. If that's the only thing you want from us, we'll be happy to oblige. Those massage chairs are great. We shut down our campsite this weekend. We're moving out from the permanent spot it's in to get on the road next year some more. We took 2 pickup truck loads of stuff out, and closing it up and winterizing it was a project, and my back was very sore. And so I needed a massage, and it was just so nice to get in the extension setting and get stretched out. You don't have to do that. You could just have the relax, refresh setting, whatever you want. Our team will give you that 20-minute massage for free. That's the show only special this week. And yeah, that's our show. Kapp, this has been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Can I mention also to you, Jeff? I shared this a little bit with Ben, but my wife and I came in here to do some shopping, and shopping for a mattress ranks up there with one of our things that we have challenged in the past, trying to find somebody who's willing to take the time to explain things with the mattresses. And I will tell you that the experience that I had while I was here, while we were shopping for the mattress, was really, really outstanding. It was awesome. It changed our whole emphasis, our whole focus upon what we look for with a mattress. And I mean, it's all about your team. You've got a great set of people here, and this was unscripted, but I just felt as though I needed to share that with you publicly. And we didn't buy the mattress yet, but that's on the horizon. We have a game plan as far as when we want to get it, but we're trying to make sure that it's the right timing.
Yeah,
but we won't go anywhere else. This is the place we will come.
Yeah, thanks for sharing
that.
Yep,
that was 2 testimonials.
Oh, that's true.
All right. We'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects. Take care. Comments have exploded. So there you go.